Imagine, if you will, sitting in a courtroom all by yourself. The judge has just sentenced you to death. How can this be? You've done nothing wrong, harmed no one. But you weren't even given a chance to stand up for yourself, to explain why you deserve to live. Totally defenseless. Put to death before you even had a chance to live. This is 2015. How is it, you ask, that something like this could happen in our humanitarian, technologically advanced, diversified society? This sounds like something that would happen in a third world country. But no. According to Gutmaster Institute's website on statistics on abortion in the United States, it happened 1.06 million times in 2011. The atrocity that I speak of is abortion. Willingly choosing to end the life of your own child. The article also says that 4 out of 10 women who end up unintentionally pregnant in the United States choose to abort. Astonishing, isn't it? I believe this act of abortion should not be legal in the United States, and I am ready to prove it. I have done much research on the topic over the years and feel very strongly about saving these innocent lives. Today, we are going to go over some scientific proof of why life begins at conception, and why the right to not be killed supersedes the right to not be pregnant. Then we'll take a look at why it's considered the modern Holocaust, and lastly, we will look at some of the tough reasons given to justify abortion. When does life begin, and at what stage can we consider a fetus a viable human being? This is one of the biggest defining factors on whether or not abortion should be permitted. There is a simple answer. Life begins at conception. R. Hoodwink, in his book Mirrors of Science, published in 1970, claims the following about the moments after conception. The newly fertilized egg contains a staggering amount of genetic information, sufficient to control the individual's growth and development for an entire lifetime. A single thread of DNA from a human cell contains information equivalent to a library of 1,000 volumes, or 600,000 printed pages, with 500 words on each page. The genetic information stored in the newly individual at conception is the equivalent of 50 times the amount of information contained in the Encyclopedia Britannica. The following videos are from the Endowment for Human Development's website. The first one is of a fetus at 4.5 weeks. As you can see, the heart is already beating strongly. Now let's look at a video of a fetus at 10 weeks. You can clearly see that this is more than a blob of cells. It is a developing and growing human being. Science has become so advanced and experts have learned so much about the moment during conception that it is clear to see that from that very first day on, that fetus has become a person with their own unique characteristics and traits. Next, let's address the question on whether or not the right to not be killed supersedes the right not to be pregnant. The following is from abortionfacts.com website. The comparison between a baby's rights and a mother's rights are unequal. What is at stake in abortion is the mother's lifestyle, as opposed to the baby's life. Therefore, it is reasonable for society to expect an adult to live temporarily with an inconvenience if the only alternative is killing a child. Finding out that you are pregnant can produce a roller coaster of emotion for a woman at any stage of life. Being pregnant is difficult. Having a baby is a lot of work. And they can cost a lot to raise. But it is not life-ending for a mother. A mother can always choose to give the child up for adoption. There are multitudes of families in the United States whose names are listed on a mile-long waiting list, eagerly awaiting to rear, love, and nurture your unwanted pregnancy. Please view my slide from Gutmaster Institute that states that the desire to complete school or to continue working are common reasons given for choosing to abort unplanned pregnancy. Women who choose abortion simply do not want to be inconvenienced by having a child. Abortion is the greatest holocaust of all times, and is perfectly legal in the United States. Throughout history, we have seen many examples of crime against humanity. Prior to the end of the Civil War, black people in America were declared nothing more than property. They were not protected under our Constitution. How could we ignore a whole race of people for so long? Another glaring example is Adolf Hitler's time in power. He justified killing 6 million Jews, gypsies, dark-skinned, and handicapped individuals. He was able to brainwash his entire country into believing that his desire that Germany and the Aryan race should reign supreme. Why should one person decide who should live and who should die? There has been many other examples of dictators killing millions of their own countrymen, all because they thought they were below par, undesirable, and unwanted. Today we look at these examples and are appalled. How could the world let that happen? Yet here we are in 2015, while we live our happy-go-lucky lives, while every hour that goes by on average, according to the CDC's website, 84 lives are quietly ended in the United States. And is perfectly lawful. Many people can agree that abortion in most cases should not happen. But then there's always still some tough questions that remain. What about in cases of rape, or to save the life of the mother? Rape is an incredibly hard thing to go through, and people believe that it is not fair to the woman who is raped to have to give birth to the rapist's child, and to always be reminded of what happened. Seeing the rapist's eyes and her own child's eyes can be unbearable. But I argue for the right of an innocent child. Why should a poor, helpless life have to end because of the sin of the father? It just isn't fair. Let's refer back to my slide by Gutmaster Institute that listed the reasons why women choose to abort. They report that rape is the reason given for less than 1% of all the women surveyed. It is also very rare these days that a pregnancy must be terminated to save the life of the mother. There are cases of very tragic situations, such as cancer or an ectopic pregnancy, where a baby may have to be removed to save the life of the mother. When the mother's life is at stake, then the doctors should do all they can to save both the life of the baby and the life of the mother. If they can only save one life, they should save that life. But fortunately, with our advances in medicine and science, these cases are becoming very infrequent in our society. In conclusion, abortion is wrong and should not be allowed in the United States any longer. We need to stand up for those babies whose lives are on the line every day. They are innocent and need our protection. If you are unable to care for a child, you can give it up for adoption and give your child the greatest gift you could ever give him or her. A chance at life with a loving family who will jump for joy on the day of their arrival. Ending someone's life before they are even given a chance to live is not right or just. In our society, we do all we can to save the trees and protect the animals. There are great monetary fines for people who break and kill endangered bird eggs. Yet aren't baby people more important than baby birds? A writer from abortionfacts.com stated that when a Greenpeace activist came to a friend's house and asked for a donation to save the whales and seals, she responded, "I think your cause is worthy, but I give to one that I think is even more worthy, saving the lives of baby humans." The activist scowled and walked away. His attitude is increasingly common in our society. Save the whales, kill the children. Children are our future, our legacy. Yet we allow millions of them to be killed every year in our own country. Abortion in the United States should be outlawed. All people deserve a right to live. I ask you, no, I beg of you, stand up for the rights of the helpless. Stand up for those who have no voice. Stand up for the lives of our future generations.